Hello, everybody. Jerry here. So, I've been posting a lot on TikTok mainly, and then just recently I started posting on a page I created on Facebook for my business, Reassurance Consulting, and I've also been posting on my personal Facebook page. So, I'm mainly on TikTok, but I want to sort of go over my timeline of everything that's been going on so I can catch people up as to what it is I'm trying to do. It's just a timeline of my life. So I was born April 29th, 1966. Fourth of five children, three older sisters, one younger brother. 1971 to 72, I started elementary school. I was much bigger than the other kids. This put an unfair expectation on me. 72 to 73, held back in second grade. I got left back in second grade. Traumatic, began the mask of nothing's wrong, never fought back or defended myself. I was bullied really bad. Anyway, that was in the 70s, much different than it is now. So 75 to 78, started junior high school, continual sense of not belonging despite being liked by other students and teachers, felt disconnected internally, high levels of anxiety. 1981, moved districts to a different school district. Father became one of my football coaches around this time. Began experiencing sexual abuse by Uncle George. This is between the ages of 13 and 17. I now realize this made me feel loved and accepted, perhaps for the first time. In 1985, I graduated high school. I was so popular, I immediately missed feeling validated. 1985, enrolled at Delaware Valley College to study agronomy, joined college football team. I left after one semester. Academic challenges, athletic identity, gravitated toward the misfits, and I avoided my teammates. Late 80s, I had a couple different career. Worked as a vacuum cleaner repair person. Had so many different jobs. I sabotaged them all because I didn't have that validation I used to have. 1989, I worked as an undercover security at Woolworth's department store. I met Mary. This relationship lasted about 3 years, ended in deep crisis. I sabotaged that as well. Relationships, suicidal thoughts, self-sabotaging thoughts and tendencies. 1992, began long-term career as an over-the-road truck driver. Self-sabotage patterns intensified. Trucking career spanned roughly 18 years. I probably worked for about 7 or 8 different companies over that span of time because I couldn't settle into one thing. I kept sabotaging my life. 2007, age 40, joined eHarmony, met my wife, got engaged in August, married in May of '08, rapid courtship. Her narcissistic and toxic personality honed in on my empathetic and agreeable nature. 2009, my son, Jerry the Third, was born. This was a deep source of joy, very dangerous and in a very dangerous and toxic environment. 2010, I went into the New York State Corrections Academy, launched a fulfilling career in corrections up until 2022. Familiar patterns continued, was well liked and respected by staff and inmates. Fear of judgment, agreeable nature continued. July of 2022, started Reassurance Consulting on therapist advice. Built the website from scratch, inspired to write my book and post on TikTok. Started reading self-help improvement books and a writing campaign to create self-awareness. 2022 as well, filed for divorce, transitioned into post-retirement life, learning how to validate myself by looking within, seeking my true self, guided by divinity instead of validity. So I just want to make a note that my marriage was a toxic one, and but I contributed to that as well, and it took me a long time to realize that my needs were not being fulfilled by my ex-wife, and I definitely was not fulfilling her needs. So that was a double-edged sword, and I take just as much responsibility as, that I in my part of why the marriage failed. It was just toxic. I was avoiding things, and I can't speak for her, but I would say that she was as well. And probably the best thing for everybody was terminating the marriage. So, and that was it. So my son is thriving. I'm thriving. I'm doing great. And I certainly pray for my ex-wife. She gave me the most wonderful gift I've ever had, and that is my son. So here's where things are going forward now. I want to, with my social media, I want people to understand what it is that's going on. I had to rebuild my life from scratch. I lived my life on other people's validation, how they reacted to the sort of persona or the costume or the mask I was wearing, which was somebody who was confident, had it all together, was happy, and everybody knew the what I was going through, the trauma I experienced in my life, but I always played it off like I had it all together and I can handle it. No worries. Don't worry about me. Everything's gonna be fixed. And I mostly tried to fix everybody else's life, tried to help them and whatever. So moving forward, I am a right leg below knee amputee. In probably around 2022, I would guess I weighed between 375 and 400 pounds. I am now about 250 pounds. I'm 60 years old, and I am backpacking in the Adirondacks in August of this year. So that's only a couple months away. So that's my mission. That's what I'm trying to do. That's how I'm trying to create awareness. I look at myself as a terrible self promoter. I have voices screaming at me that nobody really cares what you're doing. You're not inspiring anybody. So that's what it is I'm dealing with. That's the voices. That's the trauma. That's like, shut the hell up. And you're 60 years old. Who cares? Nobody cares what it is you're trying to do. So I have been to local television stations. I made up a packet. I made up trifold folders, these brochures. I have my business cards. I got my website. I got my book. I've been building this basically from scratch since 2022, July of 2022. So I'm coming up on 4 years of building this and suffering, but it's not suffering in a way that I don't see any hope. The hope is in the suffering. And I've learned that. And I've learned it through telling the truth. And I was working as a teacher's aide in my son's high school, and I was asked to resign from that position for some what I consider to be some stupid reasons because of the what's the word I'm looking for? The environment that they're trying to create, because they think they're protecting these kids, but they're not exposing them to what's really out there in life. And I tried to do that. I tried to talk to the kids and make them understand that, man, you're going to have to do some hard things in life. And, it's whatever. I don't want to get on that whole thing again. But I'm not working there anymore because I was asked to resign. And, they brought up things that conversations I had privately with some people, kind of threw that in my face in a room full of people. But whatever, you're not going to stop me. So I'm trying to build on social media, and I'm trying to create awareness for what it is I'm trying to do, and that is my trip to the Adirondacks. So also, I am going to be announcing what I'm going to be tabling at a joint venture with Hanger Prosthetics. So I'm going to be announcing that, and it's a really event that's going to occur in July, just a couple months away. So that's exciting. But So I'm gonna trying to pile this stuff on Facebook so I can create awareness as to what I'm doing. So stay tuned. It's the best I can say. All right, love you guys, and reassuranceconsulting.com. And I have somebody really wonderful person I met. I was tabling in Broome Community College, and I met a wonderful person who's helping me. So that's what I need. I need help. All right. So thank you. God bless, and see you soon.